So, have you ever actually stopped to ask yourself, what is the true goal of your youth? I mean, if you look around today, the pressure is just constantly on, right? We're told to hustle, build out those resumes, secure that high-paying job, buy the house, and, climb that social ladder. But what if that entire trajectory is actually pointing you in the exact opposite direction of a fulfilling life?
Well, to answer that, we're going to dive into the philosophy of a 60-year-old thinker named Shui Feng. He argues that life is strictly about accumulating experiences, not things. He states it like this: life is the perception and experience of life in the human world. Basically, he suggests that after living through more than 60 springs, summers, autumns, and winters, you have this ultimate realization. Your true wealth is found absolutely and only in what you experience and perceive, not what you own.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're breaking down Shui Feng's countercultural advice into 5 distinct pillars for navigating the modern world. We are going to look at principles that completely flip our modern understanding of success, wealth, and relationships entirely on its head.
Okay, starting us off with Pillar 1, life as an experience.
Look, if life isn't about buying real estate and fancy cars, what exactly is it about? According to Shui Feng, life is entirely about experiences, and the range of these experiences is incredible. Sure, we naturally want to chase joy, freedom, and happiness, but frustration, disappointment, failure, and despair, they are listed right alongside holy love and the beauty of the 4 seasons. He argues that the richer our experiences, yes, even the incredibly painful ones, the deeper our perception and understanding of truth becomes. Basically, you can't really understand the light without experiencing the dark.
So, the big takeaway here is that learning isn't just some tool for financial gain. We shouldn't study scientific knowledge or human behavior just to make a quick buck, or to glorify our ancestors, or to try and feel superior to everyone else. Learning is purely to enrich your understanding and improve the quality of your existence so you can experience life more deeply. It's all about experiencing the fun and wit of life, rather than merely building a legacy for the history books. Moving right along to Pillar 2, escaping the material trap.
This brings us to the absolute chaos of our modern era. To navigate this volatile time, Shui Feng explicitly warns against a few specific traps that constantly ensnare modern youth. If you're focusing your youth on keeping up with trends or hoarding material possessions like expensive consumer goods, he argues you are heading straight toward decadence, pain, and honestly, a metaphorical death of your life's true value. Interestingly enough, he also cautions against getting swept up in problematic political, religious, or certain cultivation groups. He even strongly advises against the premature study of metaphysics, magical powers, or spells. The focus really has to remain on the tangible realities of just being a good human.
And get this, he extends this critique straight into our digital lives. Based on his observation, a staggering 95% of the internet's content, especially on social media, is just complete rubbish. He argues that if you spend all your time scrolling, you are actively choosing to collect garbage, and over time, that habit literally transforms you into a digital garbage collector. It's a pretty harsh wake-up call to log off and step back into the real world.
Which brings us to Pillar 3, diamonds versus pebbles.
Shui Feng uses this really fascinating metaphor from the natural world to help us understand personal value. Think about the stark contrast between pure gemstones and common pebbles. Now, while we can't all be the absolute rarest human diamonds or emeralds, Shui Feng urges us not to just let ourselves become common pebbles. The purer your quality of life is, like a gemstone, the more you will naturally exist in a free, perfect world where you are truly valued. But if your quality of life is low, like a rough pebble, you just remain in a world of control, constantly being trampled underfoot.
And this gemstone metaphor directly applies to how we network. He bluntly points out that deliberately trying to maintain forced relationships is a massive waste of your precious time, your energy, and your wealth. Think about it. If you are a pebble, no amount of networking will stop people from eventually abandoning you. But if you refine yourself into a gemstone, you don't need to force anything. People will naturally be drawn to you. True confidants are just going to appear on your path as you strive forward.
All right, Pillar 4, the 3 true wealths.
Since we shouldn't be wasting our time accumulating fake friends or digital garbage, Shui Feng entirely redefines what it actually means to be rich. Look at how this order builds. When we're young, our priorities are usually completely backward, right? Most people chase material wealth first. But Shui Feng says no. You must prioritize your soul wealth first. Once that solid foundation is set, then you build spiritual wealth. And only after both of those are established should you even think about material wealth.
But here is the real plot twist. Xu Feng dramatically downsizes the entire concept of material wealth. He defines it strictly as having a healthy physical body. That's it. Health is the absolute first and most vital material wealth of life, not a massive stock portfolio, not a mansion, just a functioning, healthy body.
So to maintain this crucial material wealth, he advises a highly disciplined physical routine. And his rules are strict. Do not stay up late. Avoid smoking and drugs entirely. Eat in a disciplined, orderly manner. In fact, he specifically calls out overeating just to satisfy your appetite. Abusing your body basically means squandering your only true material wealth.
Finally, Pillar 5, honoring parents through independence.
This grounds all of these high-level philosophical concepts into a very practical, family-focused takeaway. Xu Feng makes this strikingly blunt statement: "You are a human, not a pig." It sounds super harsh, right? But the meaning behind it is actually profound. Your absolute first priority in life is to honor your parents, but not necessarily by buying them flashy things. The ultimate way to honor them is by ensuring they do not overwork themselves to the point of exhaustion just to provide you with superior, luxurious conditions. You're a human meant to experience the world, not a pig meant to simply be fed and housed in comfort while others do all the heavy lifting.
Basically, reaching adulthood at 18 means the free ride is over. It's time to walk on your own 2 feet and survive without relying on your parents. By stepping up and taking responsibility for your own survival at 18, you alleviate their burden. And even if you can't afford to financially support them in their old age, by simply not being a financial drain on them, you're going to live without deep guilt in your heart. You become, in his words, a reasonable and blessed person.
Now, if you're finding these concepts resonating with you, Xu Feng actually leaves his audience with a recommendation to read his compilation titled Treasures of Classical Advice. He describes it as the absolute essence of the wisdom and experiences of human sages, designed specifically to continue enriching your understanding of life. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to reflect on a provocative question. What kind of wealth are you currently chasing? Are you spending your youth scrolling through internet garbage, forcing fake relationships, and desperately trying to accumulate material goods? Or are you actively embracing the joy and the frustration of life, refining yourself into a gemstone, and building your soul's wealth? The choice is entirely yours. Keep seeking, keep learning, and I'll see you next time.